welcome back to another episode of Talking Toku, Boston and Bellingham's only podcast about Godzilla, Gamera, Ultraman, and all their kaiju friends. I am your host, David Scrivani.
I'm Brian.
And we got a bit of a short episode, we think, probably, for you guys today, because...
definitely.
Yeah, we had a really cool idea. I don't know entirely what happened. We kind of like went through multiple different stages of the idea before it sort of half fell apart, but we'll see.
We'll talk about it.
Yeah, we'll talk about it. Right off the bat, just want to apologize for the week hiatus because last week was Memorial Day, so we didn't do an episode. Sucks. That's all I'm saying on the subject.
How dare we all have a day off?
I know, right? I didn't even have a day off. I still worked that day, I think.
No, I didn't. I was at home and I was relaxing, and you know.
You have an office job, so that makes sense.
I do not have an office job. I have a warehouse job.
Oh my god.
Or a workshop job. Okay. Not a warehouse. I build things. Okay.
Sure.
Like the famous line from Transformers where Marky Mark goes, I build things. I'm an inventor.
Okay, here's the thing. I have not seen either of the two Marky Mark Transformers movies, so that's going way over my head.
Neither have I. I've only seen the Ralph the Movie Maker.
I see.
Videos on them. They're so good.
Well, maybe we'll do an episode on it sometime.
We'll do an episode on not on the movies themselves, but on Ralph the Movie Maker's review of movies.
Hey, what's it called? Rise of the Beasts is coming out, I think, next year. We should do an episode of Transformers on Transformers, something related, Transformers related. I don't know. We'll see.
Okay.
They're big robots. It counts.
They're big.
Yeah.
God.
Well, anyways, is there any other opening banter you'd like to get out of the way, Brian? Happy Pride.
Yeah, happy Pride. We're here. I mean, get ready for all the virtue signaling from companies that contribute to problems that they claim to want to fix.
Well, the thing is, I just want to say happy Pride because it's really funny when anyone in the Godzilla fandom gets really, really, really upset when people do like art pieces relating Godzilla to Pride. It's like, oh, don't make Godzilla political. It's like, well, here's the thing.
I saw something about it. Or I saw a comment on Instagram on something. There was fan art on there, and someone got pissed off.
Yeah, of course they did. And that's why I'm doing it right now. Happy Pride. We here at Talking Toku support everyone except shitty people.
Guess what? Godzilla's political.
Godzilla's political.
Can't be trusted.
And you know what? Just to rub the salt in everyone's wounds, I'm gonna say it right now. I have no evidence for this, but who cares? Godzilla's officially a bisexual icon now. What are you gonna do about it? You heard it here first.
I mean, he can be whatever you want.
Actually, he's asexual. Godzilla. Yeah. I mean, the 1998 film, which is Godzilla, like it or not, Godzilla reproduces asexually. So you know what? Godzilla's an asexual icon.
I was always under the impression that Godzilla was asexual.
Well, there we go.
I was always under the impression that Godzilla was just above it all. He doesn't fucking care.
Well, the thing about the bisexuality thing is that when Godzilla vs. Kong came out, like people saw screen like scenes from the Hong Kong fight, and it had the meme of like the bisexual lighting, that like purple and blue lighting, and people got mad about that. It's like, no, Godzilla's not bisexual. He's not political. So that's why I went with that, but I feel like asexuality it needs to be represented more, so I'm going with that. Godzilla's an asexual icon.
There you go. We got it. All right. Well, I mean that we immediately had somebody click off of this episode.
Yeah,
from that,
you know what? Fun. Yeah, all of our maximum of 10 listeners.
If it's down to 5 now, fuck them. We don't care.
Yeah, I don't care. Who cares? We don't want your kind.
Nope.
Anyway, let's move on to the news before we dig ourselves an even deeper hole.
All right, digging ourselves a hole. we're being cool.
We're being cool. Okay.
We're being cool. You say your opinion.
Brian,
and you don't give a fuck.
Brian, how can you say we're being cool when we're doing a fucking podcast and the topic of the podcast is Godzilla?
I mean, my Tinder bio was literally white guy with the podcast in my bio.
Okay, that's actually really funny. Oh my god, that's really good, actually. White guy with the podcast.
I deleted that. I deleted my Tinder profile. That shit sucks. Tinder's the worst.
Oh, it absolutely is. But that's
Tinder is
very
like
funny.
Tinder is by far the worst dating app. Don't download it.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Oh, well, let's get on to the news.
Yeah, we got some good stuff today.
Okay. So because Dave wants the fourth, I'm gonna get the first. So, first up in SRS cinema news, Ron Bonk. That's so good. Ron Bonk has announced a release that will collect all three Shinpei Hayashi's Raiga films in one set. Set to release in August. If you missed out on getting the individual releases of these indie kaiju classics, now is the time. Raiga, Oga, Giant Monsters Attack will have Raigo, King of the Sea Monsters, Raiga, God of the Monsters, and finally God Raiga versus King Oga in one collection. I personally think this is a must-own for any kaiju fans, despite varying in quality across all the trilogy. They are certainly entertaining. I've never seen any of these, so the way you wrote this makes me seem like a fucking liar.
Yeah. I'm outing you as a fake fan, Brian. Sorry.
I mean, if you own these, you could just let me borrow them.
Brian, you live on the other side of the country.
Hey, you ship them to me, I'll ship them back.
Or you could just get this set that's coming out and get them all in one fell swoop.
Oh, that's true. I mean, the total shipping between the both of us probably be the amount to just
exactly.
we think inefficient, not efficient.
Yeah, but no, yeah, I'm glad these are getting a big re-release. Yeah, they do kind of vary in quality, but I mean that from a place of love. The first one, Raigo, the way I described it is like a Sci-Fi Channel original movie if the director actually gave a shit.
Early sci-fi original movies, the directors kind of gave a shit.
Not a lot of them don't.
Fair enough.
But Raiga is probably my favorite because it's fucking hilarious. Like very few kaiju movies have ever made me laugh out loud, and where I'm like laughing with the movie and not at the movie, you know? Because there are some like legitimate like funny scenes in the movie. Like here's an example. You know, Raiga's going through destroying the city, and these guys are like on the ground. They're about to die, and they just start screaming out what they're gonna miss most about life. And this one guy I don't know. I assume he's still speaking Japanese. I'm not sure because it's an American company, but he just screams out. He screams out McDonald's, and then the other guy screams out Burger King. Like that's what they're gonna miss most about life.
Oh my fucking god!
I lost it. It was so fucking funny.
All right, now I kind of want to watch this.
They're really good. And then God Raiga versus King Oga is a fucking fever dream. I couldn't tell you what happened in that movie. It's so fucking weird.
Like a good fever dream, or like a bad
I don't know, Brian. I wish I could tell you.
So like a regular fever dream.
Like a regular fever dream, yes.
Okay, fair enough.
But yeah, go pick it up. It's good stuff.
All right. Well, I'll have to see how much it costs, because money.
Yeah, of course.
In this economy,
I know, right?
Actually, my gas station just went up. Like in here, and this is completely off topic, but you know how things go.
Yeah.
Everyone has to pay for gas unless you don't drive, in which case I hate you. My gas station I go to is hovering around like 4.79
Mm-hmm.
for gas, and it just went to 5.09 this morning.
Oh, disgusting.
Yeah, everywhere else in in Bellingham itself, I work in Ferndale, so it's like different. But
Mm-hmm.
in Bellingham, it's been above 5 for like weeks now. But
Gross.
the last bastion of somewhat cheap gas is now above $5.
That sucks. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's still. Last I checked, which was like last week when I went to get gas, it was still like below $5. Like I think it was like 4.70 something. I still paid $70 to fill up the car, but which still sucks. But you know,
I used to pay 50-ish
yeah, same here.
to fill my car, and I paid 65
Yeah,
last week.
yeah.
So,
Gotta love it.
yikes.
Gotta love it.
Hooray! Don't even get me fucking started on buying food. Holy shit. Okay.
Anyways, moving on.
You go.
I will go. We have, unfortunately, another loss in the world of kaiju. This one hits a bit closer to home, as this particular person played a big role in both me and Brian's favorite film. The worst part is that we're only actually just learning about his death a year later. Goro Mutsumi passed away on June 5th, 2021, at the age of 86. While no cause of death was made public, it is common practice in Japan to allow families of celebrities to grieve privately. So that's why we're only hearing about this now, a year later. Mutsumi appeared in television series such as Mighty Jack and Fireman, as well as the 1977 film The War in Space. But his biggest roles were in Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla as Kuronuma, the leader of the Black Hole Planet 3 aliens, and in Terror of Mechagodzilla as Mughal, an entirely different leader of the same aliens. He's one of the more entertaining villains, Kuronuma at least, and Mughal as well, but I prefer Kuronuma. They're both like one of the more memorable villains of the Showa Godzilla era. So yeah, this one hits a little closer than some of the other ones we've had recently.
Yeah. I will say though that I do appreciate the custom of not making death or family matters like public.
Yeah.
I feel like that's something that's like I don't know, like like here in the fucking West, like with Hollywood, everything is always like in the news, and it's just like so toxic, and you can just tell that people want to be left the fuck alone.
Mm-hmm. That's why it hurt a lot when Takarada passed, because like I'm like not well acquainted with his family, but like I know, like I've spoken to his son before, and it sucked that was made public before they the
they wanted it to.
Yeah.
Well, they respect privacy, and unfortunately, here in the West, we just don't.
Yeah.
And I say we here is like an all-encompassing term. Like our culture does not respect privacy. Not. It just does not. As much as I love privacy, and most people I know love privacy, it's just like how shit is set up here. Mm-hmm. It's just not private. But yeah, that's tough to hear. But I don't know.
But hey, Any reason to rewatch Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla?
I was thinking about it because I haven't actually watched a Godzilla movie in quite a bit.
Neither have I actually. The last
it's been a minute. I think the last one I watched was when I got drunk watching Final Wars.
Oh wow! Last one I watched was when I rewatched Raids again a couple months ago.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot about that.
Yeah,
I forgot that you rewatched that fucking shit.
I'll give you an update on my following Jared's kaiju marathon thing at the end when we jump into what new cool thing are you checking out. But yeah, rest in peace, Goro Mutsumi. It's a damn shame. I haven't seen any of the other things he's been in, other than the two Mechagodzilla films, but I've been told he's very good in Fireman as well as The War in Space. Like he plays like The War in Space, he plays kind of like I guess sort of the same role in Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla. He's like a space dictator, which sounds cool.
What is? This is gonna sound stupid because you probably don't know, but do you even know what any of like these other movies or about?
I
Have
mean,
you ever
I've
heard of them before?
I think Mighty Jack and Fireman are like, tokusatsu hero kind of stuff, like Ultraman and Zone Fighter.
Okay, that might be an interesting thing to cover. Hmm. I don't know how available they are.
I don't know either.
Probably not very.
Yeah, you never know.
Eh, I'm sure if we put our fucking heads together, we can find these things
Yeah,
somewhere.
I have a Google Drive folder of the entirety of Zone Fighter. I haven't watched any of it, but like I have access to it, and I've been meaning to watch it for a while. But yeah.
All right.
Well, apparently, two episodes of Mighty Jack should be available relatively easily because they were covered on Mystery Science Theater 3000. Apparently.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Well, I guess that means we might actually be able to find it.
Yeah, and I think
We'll see.
I think Jared, friend of the show, Jared, also mentioned watching Fireman a while ago to me. So
Yeah, you can't leave out front of the show. You have to
I
include
can't.
that.
It's gotta.
No, it's against the rules.
It really is. Yeah.
Honestly, you'll be arrested, or at
Oh.
least you should be arrested if you
Who's
don't.
gonna arrest me? The Toku police?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
No, Jared will arrest
Jared's
you.
gonna arrest me.
Yeah.
I don't think Jared cares for the cops any more than we do. I don't think he'd do that.
Oh well, that's fair. Fuck the cops. This wasn't political enough.
I know.
Now,
we're
it's even more political.
This is for our clickbaity title. This is gonna be "Talking Toku gets woke?" Multiple exclamation points.
I mean, honestly, Godzilla probably hates the fucking cops.
Yeah, honestly,
Actually, you know what? I can guarantee you that he hates the cops.
we're getting so woke today, Brian. My goodness.
I know
What
these
is
are
this,
just.
Disney Star Wars?
Oh my god, this is so good.
We're doing
The quality of the quality of this podcast has gone up
It's-
an exponential amount, and you can just see it.
up is not the word I would have used, but okay.
It's to the moon.
It's to the
Moon rocket emoji.
Okay.
When's Toku coin coming?
Toku coin. Oh God.
Uh-huh.
Let's do it. I'll do it when I
We're
get
going
home.
to hell.
We-
We're going to hell.
yeah.
All right.
probably.
I'm gonna read the third
Go for it.
story here before we die or something. All right.
Okay, before we die.
Well, not so much news as it is just shouting out another creator's work. Chris, I can't say that last name. Please help.
I'm pretty sure it's Mirjahangir.
Yeah, that. Of Tohu Kingdom recently released a short fan film called The Aftermath. It takes place in the Monsterverse shortly after the events of Godzilla and shows a survivor of the San Francisco attack recording a video for her mother who, despite surviving the attack, is comatose because of it. We'll leave the link in the description to it. I have not seen that, but that sounds like a good watch.
I think I meant to send it to you, but I didn't. That is my bad. But it is pretty cool.
I mean, I will always support fan creations of anything because, in my opinion, it kind of keeps properties alive because it shows that people are passionate about it. And if you're a shitty property, you'll just copy strike everything. So it's also a good litmus test to figure out which IP is handled poorly.
Exactly. But yeah,
I'm looking at you, Star Wars.
Or anything Disney, really, to be honest.
Or anything Disney. I mean, you put like 2 seconds of their music in your video, instantly demonetized, taken down, copy struck.
Absolutely. But it's a neat little film. Chris is a good pal of mine, so I just wanted to give his latest work. I don't even think it was the latest work. I think he shot it like before the pandemic, and he's only just releasing it now. But yeah, I you know what, I think I mentioned this back when we did our kind of like 1-year anniversary episode. I would love to get Chris on the show as well because like in addition to being like a filmmaker, he also works for Toho Kingdom and he's interviewed like a bunch of people. Like he's interviewed O'Shea Jackson Jr. Before King of the Monsters came out. He recently did a really cool interview. I think it was him. he released like a really cool interview with the CEO, I think, of Super 7, who's been doing a lot of cool Godzilla figures. And yeah, so I thought it might just be a cool thing. Cool, we're overdue for a new friend of the show. You know what I mean?
I think so. I think we need to extend that title to some others.
Yeah, we only really have like one. Yeah, I guess technically two, but
We have two. Jake is the other honorary.
yeah, but like we don't talk
friend of the
about
show.
Jake because he. Sorry, Jake, but like he was just kind of there, you know.
He was there at the wrong time at the wrong,
He very much was like he
the
didn't.
wrong place at the wrong
He
time.
didn't want to be part of it, so I was just like, "Hey, Jake, you want to come on the podcast?" And he's like, "Yeah, I guess."
He's too afraid to say no.
Yeah, a movie he saw once, like 2 years before. So
Yeah.
yeah. But
So he can be acquaintance of the show, or just
acquaintance of the show. We'll have another title.
or just Jake.
He's just Jake. All right,
Just Jake.
works for me.
All right. Well, it's your news story.
It is my
now.
news story. I'm very excited to talk about this, actually. So, by far the biggest news of the week. Brian, can you give me a drum roll?
I can't do a drum roll because of sound cancellation with my mic, so
Damn
that's
it.
what you get.
Okay. All right. Well, Space Monster Wangmagwi, a once thought lost Korean giant monster film, originally released in 1967, will be having life breathed into it anew thanks to SRS Cinema. Ron Bonk and Aviary Guerra have been utterly tenacious in their dogged pursuit of this film, and their efforts have more than paid off, as they have secured North American distribution rights for it. Now, I know what you're thinking. This might not seem all that huge, until you consider that this film has literally never been released anywhere in the world on physical media, not even like over in Korea in its home country. So like this is like a legitimately incredible get for SRS, and I could not be happier for them. No release date yet, but they seem to be eyeing like an August, September release. We'll absolutely keep you updated because I'm very excited to see this. I had never even heard of this film before. That's how lost it is. I've never heard of it, so that should give you a bit of an idea of where this thing's coming from.
You know, I feel like it'd be really cool if this was like a cursed movie, kind of like the Ring movie,
Oh my god!
where you watch it, and then you die.
Maybe
by
that'll
a monster
happen.
like 7 days later.
That'd be cool.
That's why it's never been released. It's never been released anywhere.
Yeah.
God damn. Well, I mean, that's exciting. I haven't even. I mean, I feel like I've heard of this before.
Mhm.
Maybe. I don't remember. I don't know. But that is exciting though.
Yeah.
Watch it be terrible.
I mean, there's a very good chance it might be. I mean, the only Korean giant monster movies I'm aware of are this, the original, both Yongari films, which aren't that good, and Pulgasari, which was made by North Korea. And we don't want to talk about Pulgasari. I mean, we can talk about Pulgasari, but it's the one where
You know
Kim Jong-il kidnapped a guy to make a kaiju movie for him. So it wasn't
That's
exactly
right.
made under the greatest of circumstances.
I think that's the one that I was thinking of. Because
Yeah.
when you said Korea, I was like, oh wait a minute, are you talking about the one that like the North Korean one?
No. This is. I mean, this is. I assume this is South Korean.
Has anyone even seen the North Korean one?
Pulgasari?
Whatever it was-
yes,
yeah.
actually.
Is it like available to watch?
I should have mentioned this to you, actually. A couple weeks ago, Jordan Farrow, guitarist and singer for Oxygen Destroyer, he was posting that he was like going to a screening in Washington for Pulgasari, and I totally forgot to mention it to you.
You motherfucker.
I'm sorry, but like I
I literally live here. and you didn't tell me
I'm sorry, Brian. I totally slipped
that
my mind.
that I could have gone to do my favorite thing and see obscure movies that make no sense and are probably bad.
I'm
You
gonna
robbed
look it
me of
up.
that.
Let me look it up.
God damn it.
Let me see. Is this the one?
Watch it be tonight. If it's tonight, I'm literally gonna get up and fucking leave.
Is this?
Oh,
I think I
right.
found it. Maybe.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, it was in Portland on May 15th.
God damn it.
Isn't
That
Portland
was
like
so long ago. That was like
it was a month
a
ago.
month ago.
But isn't Portland like a 4-hour drive for you?
Yeah, it's like a New York. It's like driving from New York.
Yeah.
Or driving to New York from Melrose. Yeah.
Yeah. So, you know, but that would have been cool. I totally forgot to mention it too. I'm sorry.
So sad. If I had known about it like weeks ahead,
Yeah.
I probably could have figured out a way to get down there.
Yeah, I don't think I found out until like a couple days before it because I don't live on the West Coast, so I'm unaware of such things. But I was only made aware because of Jordan posting about it. So
Maybe you should live on the
maybe
West
I should.
Coast.
I'll return to my place of origin and live in Portland.
Oh,
Oregon.
honestly, it'd be kind of cool. You make a movie about it.
About
You
what?
are a filmmaker. You're a filmmaker.
Make a movie about what? Just going to Portland.
Returning to your
My place of origin.
Your place of origin.
I feel like there's so many movies about that though.
It would be so boring.
It would, but that's why I
It
got
would probably win you an Oscar though.
It probably
they
would.
love boring.
That is true. What won Best Picture again this year? Oh, Coda, the one that no one can watch. Is on Apple fucking TV Plus.
Disgusting.
Even though I now have Apple TV Plus, so I could watch it if I really wanted to.
Oh, thanks for reminding me. I need to get rid of my Paramount Plus subscription.
Oh, yeah, we can't watch.
I don't think
anymore.
I can't. I didn't turn off auto renew, so
okay.
if I'm not careful, it'll charge me money.
Yeah,
and we don't want that.
Yeah, I don't want to be paying for something like that.
No. All right. Well, enough with that tangent.
Yeah.
I'll finish us here with this this final story. Speaking of things never getting a home release, we mentioned a while ago that the official Godzilla YouTube channel had started uploading the 1978 Hanna-Barbera Godzilla animated series. They just recently finished uploading season 1, so now season 2 will start uploading on June 6th, which is today as of recording. You're damn right it is. The first season was released on DVD a while ago across 3 releases, but the second season never got that treatment, so it's largely been unseen since its original airing. I've never seen the show in its entirety. Maybe it's time for an episode on it. I think you're right. Because it's free to watch.
It's free to watch, yeah. We may as well.
Yeah. How long are the episodes anyway?
I think they're just 20. Well, they're like 22 minutes, but for whatever reason, they're uploading it in like chunks of 3. I don't know why.
Why?
Like, you know how people like back in the olden days of YouTube would upload movies like, oh, part 1, part 2. Like they're doing it like that.
Huh.
It's very weird. I don't know why. Just upload it in one whole thing. Be easier. Whatever.
I'm on the Godzilla the official Godzilla YouTube channel, and they have a video on the making of Godzilla Pinball, and it's 13 minutes long, and I kind of want to watch. That's incredible. I don't even know why I came on here. Oh, that's right. That's right. Yeah, you are right. They're uploading them in like 3 like every episode is 3 parts, and they're all like 7 to 10 minutes long.
Couldn't tell you why, but
I can tell you exactly why. Because a little insight into how YouTube changed a little bit is that now they are structured around like short form content. And so the shorter the video, generally the better.
Fair.
Which means that they're splitting the episodes not only to gain probably more ad revenue, but also, for like the short form stuff, I don't know. Oh well. But yeah, actually, I see there's a fucking waiting room for season 2, episode 1.
Oh, really?
Seven people. 7 people are in there waiting.
Oh, when does it start?
6 p.m.
6 p.m.
So 1 hour.
Oh, Brian, what if we did? What if we did a live reaction right here on the podcast?
Well, it's part 1 of 3, so it would be
Okay, so
completely.
we do a live reaction of the first 10 minutes of the episode.
What we're gonna do? Wait around here for 1 whole hour?
Yes.
I don't.
All right, everyone. Welcome to the rest of the episode for about an hour.
Oh my god.
We're just gonna be sitting here in silence, waiting.
Just put elevator music on and we'll just both leave our mics. We'll just do whatever. It's like I gotta go clean my kitchen.
I'll find like a weird kind of Muzak version of like the Godzilla March.
Yeah.
And just play
it's
that
like
on
super distorted
Yeah.
and just slowed down.
We have good ideas on this show, Brian. We have great ideas.
Good ideas only. Like the main topic of this episode, which we're about to get to right now.
I still stand by this was a cool idea. It just we didn't end up executing it very well.
I mean that's kind of like this entire podcast.
I don't know. We've had some good ones.
It's all for fun. We're just here to have.
It's not like we're fucking doing this for like money. I haven't monetized this podcast at all. This is literally just a hobby.
Just like girls, we just want to have fun.
Exactly.
You know? Exactly. Yeah. Okay. Well,
and sometimes
if you didn't,
that fun involves making weird, sort of shitty cocktails.
Sometimes horrible cocktails, like what I made.
Oh, I cannot wait to hear what how that went, Brian.
Okay, it was great.
Okay,
I got sick.
Oh, good. All right, so you guys may remember last episode I was struck by a bolt of lightning at the very end, and I said, Brian, I have an idea. I'm going to tell you about it once we're stopped recording, so no one knows. And
then he didn't tell me about it.
No, I told you about it immediately, but then we had a different idea. So that idea was to make food based on various giant monsters and stuff like that. And then we realized neither of us can cook very well. So we decided not to do that.
I can cook well. I can. But my reasoning was that it is a lot harder to make a dish than it is to make a drink.
This is true. I mean, my initial thought was like not a whole ass dish, but like something like, I don't know, like nachos or something. Like put a spin on that. Like snack foods.
Okay, but you didn't specify that.
I didn't
though.
specify.
You said dish.
I think I just said food.
Okay, well my mind went to dish.
All right,
you were too vague. Too vague on your instructions. This is your fault.
This is my fault. I apologize.
Okay. Well, carry on.
Yeah. So, I don't know if it was. I think it was like pretty much directly after I ran that by you. You had the much better idea of making cocktails about like inspired by giant monsters, and I was like, hey, that's a fucking great idea. So we made some cocktails.
Yeah,
and
I made cocktail.
You made cocktail. I made one successful cocktail, another that was less successful. We'll get into it. But yeah, this was I don't know about you. This was actually a lot of fun doing this because I've never tried to create a drink like out of thin air of my own imagination. So this was actually a lot of fun to like kind of play around to see what would work with different things. So yeah, do you want me to go first or do you want to go first? I have two, so I feel like I have two, so I feel like I should go first with me, you, then me again for the final.
I think you're correct.
Okay,
yeah, you should do that.
So I think I'm gonna save the best for last. So I'll do the successful one at the end. So I'll do the less successful one at right now. Little bit of a preface. This was actually an attempt on my behalf to reimagine a drink I had a long time ago at G-Fest. I'm pretty sure we've mentioned on the podcast before that when Brian and I went to G-Fest, our flight got canceled and we stayed another night in Chicago. Brian went to bed. I stayed up until 4 a.m. drinking with everyone. One of those drinks, there were 2 drinks, technically 3 drinks being served at the AfterCon party, which was referred to as the Kaiju Blood Party. The reason it was referred to as the Kaiju Blood Party was because the drinks were Godzilla Blood, Gamera Blood, and Ultraman Blood. The Ultraman Blood was just the 2 Godzilla and Gamera Bloods mixed together into one.
Good Lord.
I know. So the Godzilla Blood, to this day, I have no idea what the hell was in it. No one told me. I guess it's a bit of a secret. I don't know if it's like an official secret, but it was pretty good. It tasted like Hawaiian Punch mostly.
Everything was in it.
Yeah. Well, no, that was
everything.
The Ultraman Blood was the one that was everything in it. Brian, come on, keep up.
No, they put every drink possible in it.
I see.
Everything they had, they threw everything in it.
Okay.
That's my answer.
Okay.
Because if everything's in it, then you can't be wrong.
This is true. The Gamera Blood, however, is the thing I was privy to the recipe for. Very simple recipe. It was Kraken rum. And I was never given like proportions on this, by the way. I was just told what was in it. Kraken rum, which was already my go-to rum. So I was like, oh, all right, perfect.
Disgusting.
Disgusting? What are you talking about?
Disgusting.
What are you talking about?
Spiced rum is bad.
Shut your goddamn mouth.
If you want rum to be spiced, just put your own spice in it.
Shut your goddamn mouth.
Anyways. It makes a better drink.
Anyways, Kraken rum, Mountain Dew, just OG regular Mountain Dew, and berry Fanta. What was that noise?
That's disgusting.
It was so good, Ryan.
That's disgusting.
It was so good. It was so good, and like 3 of those was enough to get me very, very drunk. So
my favorite part of this is that you went like 1 part alcohol, and I had like 4 parts alcohol.
Well, no. Again, this was me reimagining this. So slow your roll there, pal.
Okay.
So I when I got home from G-Fest, I was like, okay, I'm gonna start making these because that was goddamn delicious. Unfortunately, berry Fanta has been MIA for a number of years, and I have not been able to make the Gamera Blood, and I've just been kind of sitting here wishing I had more Gamera Blood. So, with the theme of this episode, I took it upon myself to be like, all right, it's time. I'm gonna revamp this, remake it. So, what I did was I kept the Kraken rum. Well, I didn't go with Kraken. I switched over to Jonah's Curse, which is actually tastes a little better and was cheaper actually. So I went with Jonah's Curse, black spiced rum. I think. Was it 2 ounces? I don't know. I think 2 ounces of the Jonah's Cursed. An ounce of melon liqueur, Midori, and then an ounce of blue curacao. Because the whole thing with the Gamera Blood is that it's dark green, just like, you guessed it, Gamera's blood. I also renamed the drink. I called it Blood of the Guardian because if I'm going a little more refined with it, I should have a cooler sounding name. And I still really like that name actually. But the cocktail, not so much. First off, I underestimated the colorful power of blue curacao. Even the 1 ounce was too much, and it was way too blue for my liking. And also blue curacao, and I assume also melon liqueur. They are both very, very sweet. I mean, Granted, so is Mountain Dew and berry Fanta, but at least then you kind of had the carbonation to cut back on that. With this, there was no carbonation, so it's just all sugar and a little bit of rum, and it wasn't very good.
That sounds disgusting.
Yeah, I had such high hopes for it, and it just ended up failing spectacularly. And I didn't even finish it because it was so disappointing. And I'm still gonna like try to kind of workshop it. I've been on the hunt for like a good berry soda to replace the berry Fanta, but I haven't been able to find one. I've been looking for the Jones berry lemonade, but Jones soda can be a little hard to find sometimes, so I have not gone down that route just yet.
Okay.
Yeah. So
well, that one was a miss, and that's sad.
It was. I'm gonna give it. I'm making the decision. We're gonna rank these. We're gonna rate these. I'm gonna give it a 2 out of 5.
2 out of 5. Damn, that's a scathing review.
Yeah, it wasn't that great.
Okay. Well, I guess it's my turn then.
It is your turn.
Okay.
I'm very eager to hear because I know you mentioned a little bit of it to me.
So I had a really hard time trying to come up with something because I am not good at making my own drinks. Because I'm not like I'm really bad I'm really bad at like flavor profiling stuff, you know? Like I'm just kind of like I don't know what it fucking tastes like. It's good or it's not.
Right.
So I started just kind of like seeing what I had on me and then kind of just like going off of that. And I had this giant ass bottle of Jaeger on me. And I was like, oh, Jaeger, this is like Pacific Rim. We just talked about Pacific Rim. And I had this bottle of fucking Jaeger in here, which I usually just sip on like an old German grandpa.
Okay.
Out of a fucking flask.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, well, I'll figure something out. But like the only drink that I really know of that uses Jaeger is Jaeger bombs, and you would not catch me doing a fucking Jaeger bomb because they're disgusting.
Red Bull sucks, so I mean, yeah.
Fight me. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna look for something that is creative that uses Jaeger. It was surprisingly difficult.
I like looked it up at work too on a slow day, and I couldn't find anything like remotely interesting.
It is surprisingly difficult. But I managed to make it work. But I do want to talk about one that I found that just pissed me off because I just looked at it and I was like, this is not a drink.
I think I remember.
It was literally
this, yeah.
I sent it to you and it was literally a Jaeger bomb with Monster in it.
Yeah.
I was like, why? What the fuck?
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
And it was Pacific Rim themed too. And I was just like, that is so uncreative. That's so boring and it will probably put me in a coma.
Yeah. That wasn't the only thing though, there was more to it than that.
No, that was it.
Was it? Oh man.
That specific one was literally just Jaeger with Red Bull and Monster.
Okay.
And I'm guessing it's because it has Monster, like kaiju, and Jaeger in it. Oh, you're so creative.
What was the name of the drink? Do we remember?
It was, dude. I don't fucking remember. Let me see if I got a picture. I think I screenshotted it and sent it to you.
You did, I believe. See, now that we're like actively talking about this, I'm like coming up with other ideas. Like you could have had a Manhattan, but replaced the bourbon with like Japanese whiskey and done something with that.
Could have. All right, I found it. It's literally just called the Jaeger. The Jaeger.
Oh wow, that's fucking boring.
4 ounces of Jaeger, 1 ounce of Red Bull, and 2 ounces of Monster.
Christ almighty.
That's awful.
That's pretty bad.
That's so bad. Okay. All right. So I didn't go with that. Yeah. What I did do was I just kind of looked up really generic Jaeger cocktail things, and I found a drink called this is literally the most like 2007 fucking drink I've ever seen. It's called the Chuck Norris Roundhouse Kick to the Face shot.
Wow, that's
I was like, that is cringe. That's as
pretty
fuck.
Bad.
But
so please tell me you came up with a better name than that.
But I was like, I'm going to use this because this actually kind of fits into what I wanted.
Okay.
So I basically kept it the same. I just completely fucked the proportions and put a shit ton of tequila in it.
Okay.
It's one part absinthe, and what you're supposed to do with the absinthe is you're supposed to put it on the bottom of the shot of this is
Oh my
supposed to be a shot.
goodness. Oh
So you put
my
it on
goodness.
you put this on the bottom of the shot.
Oh,
However,
God.
what I decided to do was not make this a shot. I made this a cocktail
Oh no.
in a cocktail glass.
Oh
So
God.
I put it was like 1.5 ounces of everything,
Oh no.
basically.
Oh no.
Yeah, so the absinthe on the bottom, and then you put the Jaeger on top of that, and then the Sambuca on top of that. And then I was like, I need something else in here. I need this to fucking kill me because the name won't work if it doesn't. I am saving the name until I describe this.
Okay.
And then I think I put like 2 ounces of tequila in it.
Okay.
And this was like nicer tequila that I did not buy.
Uh-huh.
And then on top of that, what you're supposed to do, and aside from the Jaeger, this drink it's like dark at this point.
Okay.
It's kind of like green, but
Uh-huh.
but like still a little bit see through. Like
Right.
it's not like super dark because
Yeah.
it's mostly clear.
Mm-hmm.
So you're supposed to put hot sauce in this.
Oh my God.
So you're supposed to put 5 drops of hot sauce, but I just put I don't fucking care amounts of hot
Oh my
sauce in it.
God. All right,
It was probably
Brian,
about
Brian,
the same.
Brian, let me just stop you right there.
Okay.
Because just I have to ask, and
Okay.
part of this is I'm gonna word it like this because
This is going somewhere.
I'm sure it is, but I have to ask, and I'm wording it like this because I just recently rewatched Jurassic Park. You really were so preoccupied with whether or not you could that you did not stop to think if you should. What
Dude, that's my favorite part in the whole entire movie.
like did no part of this strike you as like I shouldn't do this?
Oh, I knew it was a really bad idea, especially with how this girl that I was talking to on Hinge reacted to me telling her about it.
What did she say?
She has not spoken to me since.
Okay, that's good.
No, I knew it was definitely unhinged. I'll tell you that one.
Okay.
But you know what? I went to the liquor store and spent about $80 on all this bullshit. So I was gonna make this drink whether I wanted to or not.
Okay.
Okay. So I put the hot sauce in, and this drink, Dave, it instantly turned red.
Oh God.
It's like a dark fucking red, and the hot sauce like bleeds down to the bottom.
Oh my God. What kind of hot sauce
And
did
it's
you
like
use?
I used like sriracha
Mhm.
mixed with something
You
else.
should have like bought
that
some
I
of the
found in
Godzilla
the
hot
fridge.
sauce for this.
That's the thing. I actually want to make this again, but with Godzilla hot sauce because I bet it will be better. Because I'm gonna be honest with you, it wasn't hot enough.
Okay.
It needed to be worse.
I mean,
the tequila helped.
I don't know if you
The
saw,
tequila helped. The tequila definitely helped with adding heat to it, but it was not the heat that I wanted.
Mm-hmm.
But let me finish here.
Yeah.
It looked exactly how I wanted it to look.
Okay.
It was like red tendrils from top to
God.
bottom, and it was like dark but still kind of see-through. And I called this thing Core Meltdown because I drank it and I instantly went to the fucking toilet. I was like, you know what? At the end of the original Pacific Rim, they fucking blew that shit up in a nuclear explosion. And this is red and also really hot. And literally the most disappointing thing about it was that it wasn't hot enough. because it would make so much more sense if it was hotter.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what? It was not that bad.
Okay.
It was definitely better if you mixed it with a spoon.
Okay.
I will tell you that. I had two of them. No, I had three of them. I had three of them.
Well, Brian, I'll give you some good news, kind of good news. I just checked the Godzilla Foods website. They are selling.
Having a sale.
They're not having a sale, but they are now selling all the hot sauces in one collection.
Yeah, but it's probably like $1 bajillion.
It is $235.
I don't need that much hot sauce. I will buy that new coffee though.
Mm-hmm.
The Mecha Godzilla one, because it's like chocolate.
Yeah.
Dark blend that I'm gonna buy now instead of the Odo Island one.
Anyways, hold the fuck up. Hold on, I gotta see this now.
Well, we should save this for later because I mean we're gonna need more topics.
No, I know. I gotta say this because the Gabbara hot sauce they have, which is called Malicious Dreams of the Electric Deity, it says it's a cold brew hot sauce.
Fuck.
I don't know what that means. How is it cold
brew? Maybe you're like it's for those weirdos who put hot sauce in their coffee. Oh boy. Okay. Well, that was my drink.
Okay.
Called Core Meltdown, based on Pacific Rim. If you make it, stir it. Use hot, like use more intense hot sauce because it makes more sense, and it also does kind of drown out the absolutely absurd amount of alcohol in it. I got really drunk. I drank two of them in one night, and then I immediately went out to some bars with some people and had a couple more drinks, and I got home and immediately fell asleep.
Nice.
Then the second, it was a Saturday after, I made it again, and this time I stirred it, and it was much better.
Okay.
Much better. Because if you drink it without stirring it, it's just like
layers.
Yeah. It's weird, man. It's weird. Maybe putting an ice cube in it might do it some good. I don't think
single ice cube
or a couple ice cube. I don't think it's gonna help. If anything, I think it might make it worse.
Mm-hmm.
Something I did think about that might have actually made it more interesting is that because of the unique properties of Jaeger and what it's made out of, you can freeze Jaeger, I guess, or refrigerate it, or you're supposed to actually drink it cold. So I thought maybe you could do that, and it would be interesting. But I don't really care enough. So, and I'm out of Jaeger, so I can't try it now. But
damn,
that was my creation. Are we doing this on a scale of 1 to 5 or 1 to 10?
1 to 5. I already said 2 out of 5 for the Blood of the Guardian. So,
right, okay. I'm gonna give this one like a 3.
Okay.
It could definitely be better, but it is not the worst thing I've ever drank.
All right.
And it is much better than the original shot that it was based around, because fuck that name, that's cringe.
It is pretty cringe.
But hey, you know what? I'm gonna look at when this article was actually written, because it might actually tell you if it was cringe during the time of writing or not. And it doesn't tell me, which is a great sign.
Cool.
Awesome.
It's probably cringe. Oof. It's probably cringe no matter what.
Yeah, I'm thinking you might be right. Yeah. But, I mean, if it was like 2008, then not nearly as cringe, because people were still making the cringe-ass fucking Chuck Norris jokes back then.
That's very true.
You know. Yeah. Okay.
All right. Well, moving on to the final drink. And this is one that I'm actually very proud of, because this actually turned out very well. And I'd like to say that Brian totally fucking copied me.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, but I think
In
mine.
concept, but it wasn't nearly. But mine was probably like more classier because you fucking used Mountain Dew again.
Listen, man.
Mine's more highbrow.
Yeah, okay.
It's what rich people drink.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm sure. I'm sure it's highbrow. Anyways, yes, as Brian so eloquently put it, I used Mountain Dew. So there's a little bit of backstory to this. So I unashamedly like Mountain Dew. Every time they come out with a new flavor, I have to try it because, hey, new flavor of soda. Same thing with snacks. If there's anything new and interesting, I gotta have it. Gotta try it.
You are indeed a gamer.
I'm a gamer. And you know what? I am officially a gamer because my PC actually fucking works now.
Hell yeah.
I mean, the Wi-Fi is shitty because the Wi-Fi antennas that came with it broke almost immediately, but that doesn't count.
No. Do you have Ethernet cable?
Not in my room.
Oof.
We'll figure the internet out. Don't worry. I think my dad already ordered
Okay.
me like better Wi-Fi antennas, so we should be okay.
Okay.
Anyways, yeah. So I'm a gamer. So recently, Mountain Dew had the fucking insane idea to release a flamin' hot flavor. And you might be asking, David, by flamin' hot, do you mean like the flamin' hot Doritos, Cheetos rather? And I'm like, yes. Yes, I do mean the Flamin' Hot Cheetos because it has the exact same logo because Flamin' Hot has for some reason been branching out to other snacks like Doritos and popcorn and stuff like that. Don't ask me why Mountain Dew decided to do one, but they did. Originally, it was an online exclusive flavor that the website crashed when people tried to order it, and people got very upset about this and started trashing the Mountain Dew social media accounts because they couldn't get their spicy soda. And I was like, wow, grow the fuck up.
Do you just love internet culture?
Oh, I love it. It's so great. But thankfully, Mountain Dew Flamin' Hot was released to the public about a month and a half ago now. So obviously I had to get some and I tried it. You can actually see my first reaction of it on the Doritos Connections and Mountain Dew YouTube channel, episode 1 of Junk Foods. Howard and I tried it, and you can see our live reactions right there. Spoiler alert: it's not great. It tastes like a shitty orange soda with a little bit of heat, but you kind of can't tell it's heat because the heat blends in with the carbonation of the soda. So it's really not that great. So when the idea for this episode came about, I was like, well, I have this bottle. I got to do something with it. What better way to use it than to make a weird kaiju-themed cocktail? So that is what I did, ladies and gentlemen. I took the idea, it was a spicy citrus kind of thing, which by the way, Mountain Dew, your graphic design team needs to reconsider what they're doing because there is a lime on the label, but it is very clearly an orange flavor. What the fuck? Get your fucking facts straight. So it is a spicy citrus soda. So I decided, you know what? I'm gonna stick with that. My flavor profile is gonna be spicy citrus. So it is about 4 ounces of Mountain Dew Flamin' Hot. It is 2 ounces of habanero tequila.
Oh.
Initially, it was supposed to be ghost pepper vodka, which Brian and I tried in Salem at Bit Bar when they had a Godzilla trivia night. But
It was not that hot.
it wasn't. A wasn't that hot, and B, ghost pepper vodka is a lot more difficult to find than I thought it would be. So I went with something that I assumed would be, if not hotter, if not as hot, if not hotter. And I think this was actually a lot hotter than the Ghost Pepper vodka, but whatever. Anyway, so there's that. There is an ounce of Cointreau to give it a little more citrusy. There is about half an ounce of grenadine, which I think I'm going to cut back on next time I make this because I think the grenadine is adding a little too much sugar to it. because obviously the soda is already very, very sweet. And finally, am I missing something? Oh God, I feel like I'm missing something now. Hold on. Mountain Dew, tequila, Cointreau, grenadine. Is that it? I think that's it. God, what the hell? I made this drink. I should have this memorized.
This is it's kind of cringe.
Shut the fuck
Kinda cringe,
up.
Dave. Kind of cringe.
Yeah, no,
I
no.
think-
That's it. That is it.
Damn.
Yeah. So you shake up everything except the soda, obviously, because that's not going to end well. You shake that up.
You could, and it'd be funny.
You could. I mean, I almost made that mistake the first time I made it. Before I realized,
God.
wait a second, this is a terrible idea. What am I doing?
You're a goddamn idiot.
Yeah. So you shake that up. You pour it over some ice. You drink it. And first time I made it, I did not use enough soda, so it was very, very hot. I'm like, eh. But when I poured some more soda in to kind of even it out, it was actually very, very good. The citrus is what you get first and foremost. You don't even get any of the heat until after you finish sipping the drink. It was very interesting the way that worked. I was a little surprised. But yeah, it's actually very good. Like it's not that it's not too hot. It's that. So what I've noticed, I don't know if you've noticed this, but like heat in alcohol is very, very different. It feels very different than heat in like spicy foods, and I don't know why that is, but
This is liquid.
yeah, I guess. But yeah, it's interesting. Anyways, yeah, so the flavor was actually very well balanced, aside from a little too much sugar, which I think I'm just gonna cut down on the grenadine. The grenadine was really only for the color. I should also say I haven't even named the drink yet at all. I called it a meltdown. It was inspired by Burning Godzilla, so I needed to, because I gotta keep it the spicy, the heat, all that fun stuff. So yeah, I lost my train of thought, but yeah, the heat was very well balanced. I was very pleased with how it turned out.
So proud of you.
And I had my family try it. They all mostly seemed to like it. And I
was gonna say, did they all hate it?
No, they didn't hate it. They actually thought it was pretty good. Which made me very happy because again, this was the first time I'd ever actually like created a drink of my own volition.
Oh damn, you had people who supported you in your fucking crazy ass venture, and I just had one really concerned girl on Hinge who was feared for my safety.
You.
Yeah.
And I actually have here. I asked my good pal Jay Franklin, who is not a friend of the show, but she is a friend of a different show that I host, DCM. She has been on there twice now. So I actually had her text me her thoughts on it, and I'm going to read that to you verbatim. 1, color reminds me of the time I took a shot of ketchup, not wholly unappealing. It's more orange than ketchup, so I don't know what she was going on about there. It is definitely more orange than red. 2, a little too strongly alcoholic for me, though it's worth noting I feel that way about most cocktails. The taste is still good enough that I continue drinking it, however. She is a bit of a lightweight.
Okay.
Sorry, Jay. 3, spicy aftertaste is nice. Covers the bitter aftertaste of alcohol without being overwhelming. Overall, a pleasant and unique drink, though I personally would only order it if I was already boozed enough to not let the alcohol taste bother me.
I really appreciate our completely different approaches to this. You wanted to make something that tasted good, and I wanted something that would murder me.
Yeah, I mean, that the whole point... I mean, you essentially made like a fucking college dorm room drink, Brian.
Leave me alone.
Am I wrong?
No, I didn't. Hold on. Nothing makes me think of college dorm rooms more than fucking Mountain Dew.
I mean,
Get
that's
out of here.
fair, but like, I'm talking
I
about
made
I'm talking about the
something-
approach of like
listen.
drinking to get drunk. That's
I
what I'm
made
talking
something.
about.
I made something worse.
You
I
made
made
something
college.
you made
I made college dropout drink.
you made you made an abomination is what you made, Brian.
I made college dropout drink.
I made a cocktail you could potentially like get at like a nerdy bar or something.
I made something that you can only get at my home kitchen.
Which by the way, I am aware that Mountain Dew Flamin' Hot is a limited time product. So good for you guys who are listening. At least if you're 21, you can still make this because I have an alternate recipe that uses just plain old orange soda and Bitterman's jalapeno habanero bitters. I haven't tried that version yet, so I couldn't tell you the proportions on the bitters. It might because you're already adding habanero stuff to habanero tequila, so you might want to go a little light on that. But that's how you want it. That if you want to still make this after Mountain Dew Flamin' Hot has gone away, you can still. This is the updated version of that.
Or we can just make a public movement to buy as much of it as possible, and then Mountain Dew would have no choice but then to make
keep
it a staple.
Yeah, we could do that. I don't want that much Flamin' Hot Mountain Dew in my possession, though. It's not good enough. It's not good enough to like drink regularly. Like this is the only way I drink it.
Fair enough.
So yeah,
I don't know. Okay, well that's yeah. What do you score it?
I'm very pleased with how this came out. I am giving it a 4 out of 5.
All right. Okay. I don't think it's cursed enough, but okay.
I didn't want it to be cursed enough, Brian. I wanted to make a drink someone could actually enjoy.
Yeah, I was aiming for a 3 out of 5 because I wanted it to be cursed, but not so bad that it was disappointing.
Oh God,
I'm still thinking of ways I can make it more cursed.
Oh God, stop! You're just gonna like you're gonna tell me, oh hey, I made a new drink, and then the next I hear from you is like, yeah, I'm in the hospital for alcohol poisoning.
You're like, what was in it? It was like 10 different types of alcohol.
Jesus. Yeah, I put absinthe, Everclear. It was mostly Everclear.
It was mostly Everclear. Yeah.
Oh God.
Oh my God. But no, I would never. I fucking hate Everclear.
I've never tried it. I mean, something I've been thinking about wanting to do for a while is like doing like a shot based on like because like Everclear you can light on fire, right? Like it's that high proof.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the way I thought of like do some sort of shot and like make it blue, light it on fire, and you got atomic fire breath. You know, I don't want to do that, but it's a thing you can maybe do. I don't know.
See, here's the thing though, is that I have seen so many videos of people lighting their fucking houses on fire with shots that are lit on fire.
Okay.
I am not. I will never light any alcohol on fire. I will never do it. I have heard horror stories of like someone at a bar trying to do a flaming shot and they burned their fucking face.
Nice.
And I was like, that is horrible.
Fair enough. Again, this is
not worth it.
This is just a thought I had. I've never actually attempted it. I never plan to because I don't know how my body would react to Everclear.
Well, I can tell you how my body reacted to Everclear.
Please do.
I fell asleep because I lost all higher brain function.
All right, fair enough.
Oh, it was so bad.
I can imagine. Don't.
Everclear's bad. If anyone tries to convince you otherwise, they're wrong. If you want something that'll fuck you up that's actually not bad, honestly, just good moonshine. TBH. Just find that. It's better.
Yeah, I've never tried moonshine either. Mostly because I feel much the same about it that I do Everclear. I don't know how my body would react to it.
I've had moonshine before, and depending on where you get it from, it's a really, really high alcohol content or not. And Keegan, friend of ours, I guess, but not friend of the
Not
show.
friend of the show.
He
I don't think he would want
was
to be
like,
friend of the show.
no, I don't think. Well, he did actually shout us out on his Twitch
Oh, did he really?
channel.
Wow.
He did. He's a Twitch affiliate now.
Oh, look at that. I didn't even know he streamed.
He is the dad gamer.
The dad gamer.
He's a dad gamer. But he was like, "Here's this moonshine, try it." And I was like, "Okay." And this was after walking. This was like a couple years ago when we walked all the way to his place. In which case, he then handed me a bunch of moonshine. I drank it, and then I walked all the way back home.
Nice.
At 3 a.m.
Nice.
That's how life was back then.
Sounds great.
Hooey. Good times. I don't know where I went with that, but yeah. Okay. Cool. Now what?
Well, I mean, I think that about does it for the topic. I don't know about you. I'd love to do this again somewhere down the line because this was a lot of fun.
I agree, and we actually talked for a lot longer about this than I thought we were.
Yeah, this is gonna be.
And I only made one drink.
Length. Yeah, this is just gonna end up being a normal episode length. I think shorter than some, but like we might. I think we're still gonna hit like the hour and a half mark that we usually do.
Earlier when we were fucking talking about what we were gonna do, we were trying to figure out things to fill up extra time.
I know we were, and we didn't even need to do that.
And you were like, so we're gonna talk about that. We'll make it just like a shorter episode.
Shorter episode. And now look where we are.
Damn, who would have thought?
I know, but yeah, we should totally do this again sometime down the line because it was a lot of fun, and I want to make more cool drinks. See, my hope for the future is that we can make enough like good drinks, and then we can open up our own kaiju themed bar.
Oh God. Well, you have to move here for that.
Yeah, Washington would be the exact right place for a fucking kaiju bar.
Well, there's like a heavy metal bar in Vancouver.
Oh, is there? That's right.
There is. Come on, Dave. Move to Washington, you coward.
Oh God! All right, Jesus.
Apparently, it's actually it's actually less expensive to live in Seattle now than it is here where I am.
That's impressive.
Not by much, but apparently it is. I'm not moving to Seattle though. Fuck that.
No, fuck that. I don't know why you would.
I mean, if I was a masochist, maybe. I wanted to get robbed. I mean, I get robbed here too. There's a theft problem here.
Fun.
Just gotta lock your shit, and maybe own a gun or a knife.
Mm-hmm.
You know. I don't know why I'm talking about that.
I don't know.
Please
you're kind of going on.
Please don't come find me.
You're kind of going on for a while.
Damn.
We're trying to
Let's fucking end this.
We're trying to move the show on to our next segment, for God's sake.
Let's fucking end this episode right now.
No, I gotta talk about stuff.
All right,
about
fine.
New cool kaiju things we've been checking out. Is there anything?
My drink.
Your drink. That's the new shoe.
My drink. Yeah.
Fair enough. That's not the only thing.
I've been too busy. Actually, I did play a little bit of Jurassic World Evolution 2, which is not a new game.
How is that?
It is new for me. It is basically the first game.
Basically the first game? Okay. I never actually beat
the first game, but the voice actor that they got to play Owen is like really funny.
Is it the same voice actor from the first game? The one that didn't sound anything like Chris Pratt?
Yeah.
Nice.
It honestly, it's so funny because they literally put no effort into making him sound insane.
That's like really threw me. I'm like, okay, so they got Jeff Goldblum to narrate the game. Very nice. He wasn't even in the first Jurassic World or Fallen Kingdom. He wasn't Fallen Kingdom, but he didn't do anything.
He was in there for 5 minutes.
He was like, "Oh, welcome to Jurassic World," and that was it. I think that I want to say they got Bryce Dallas Howard back to voice Claire. Did they in the first game?
I don't know. I couldn't tell.
I don't remember. But yeah,
it's been a hot minute since I played the first game.
Yeah, the guy they got to voice Owen sounds not even remotely like Chris Pratt. It's almost laughable how unlike
Honestly,
they sound.
it doesn't even make sense that he's in the game. It doesn't.
It really doesn't.
Because he's not a park employee.
Yeah.
Like he kind of is, but like why would he be talking to you about building structures? Like what the fuck?
I don't know, man.
It
I
doesn't.
don't know.
It makes even less sense for this one
Mhm.
because this one is sent after this one takes place after Fallen Kingdom.
Oh, what the fuck? Okay.
So you're like capturing dinosaurs that are just like around and then making a park around the dinosaurs that you find.
Right.
And like do you have all these fucking people that are just there? It doesn't make sense. Okay.
Mhm.
But there is in the first mission, I guess, or the first like park area that you get for the story mode, you have to capture the baryonyx or whatever. The dinosaur that was in Fallen Kingdom that came down the fucking pipe when they were when what's his face and Claire were trapped in like the computer room.
Yeah, and it's that thing's fucking immortal.
That thing's immortal. Lava falls down on its face and it just doesn't care.
Yeah, it gets
how dinosaurs
and
are.
it's like fine.
And then Claire was just like, in the game, Claire was just like, "Oh man, I'll never forget my my experience with the baryonyx." Like,
Brian, would you say that was Claire's favorite scene in the whole entire movie?
I think it was. It was my.
Oh god, it's getting we're getting too meta with that joke.
Especially when what's his face screamed like a girl, and it was very much a joke.
That's
even though like
scream.
If people scream in real life, they're just gonna sound how they sound,
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah, game's fine. I've only played like an hour of it.
Mhm.
I really, really, really liked the first game, despite bad voice acting.
Yeah, I never finished the first game. I had a lot of fun with. I played like
I didn't finish it either, but I did like what I played. There's just so much.
I didn't even get very far in the first game, but what I did play of it, I really liked. I don't know why. I guess
Well, what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to play like all the missions, and then like when you finish the conditions to move on to the next part of the island, you unlock that area as like a sandbox thing that you can do, kind of like Zoo Tycoon style. And I think it's the same thing in the second game. I haven't looked, but I think you can actually just play the sandbox mode from the start now.
Ooh, okay.
But I really like the old Zoo Tycoon games.
Yeah.
I don't know. You can't even get the older Zoo Tycoon games anywhere. They're literally abandonware. Like you can't get them on PC. They're not on Steam. They're not on Origin.
Damn.
I think you have to get a physical copy or you have to pirate it.
Mm-hmm.
Which sucks because Zoo Tycoon 3 was like one of my favorite games fucking ever. That shit was the best.
Well, I have very fond memories of me and you in your mom's room on the computer just wreaking absolute havoc on these park goers in Zoo Tycoon.
Yeah, because you could get dinosaurs in that game.
You could, yeah.
And then also you actually could get like sea life in that too.
Yeah.
Which was a huge bummer to me about the first Jurassic World Evolution because you couldn't get like sea life in that, but you can get it in this one in the second game. So I'm probably gonna play it more.
Yeah.
And maybe get that, and we'll see how it goes. But that's what I've been checking out.
Very nice.
Mm-hmm.
As for what I've been checking out, again, I am following a friend of the show, Jared's slow Showa Toho marathon. So I watched for the first time recently the Mysterians. It's been a while since I've seen a Toho film that I haven't seen before that I've actually been wanting to see. So unlike Half Human, I've actually been wanting to see the Mysterians for a while. Because it's kind of it is their first foray into hard sci-fi with their special effects films, and it was good. It wasn't great, but it was good. I feel like they blew their load with Mogera very early. Like Mogera shows, excuse me, Mogera shows up like before the Mysterians themselves are like even introduced as a threat to the film, which was very weird to me. And then he's not seen again until the very end in like a kind of a blink and you miss it moment. But you know, it still worked for the plot. Like it's still very an entertaining alien invasion. It's a very kind of by the numbers, like, oh, they want to take over the Earth and breed with Earth's women. Like that's a very 50s alien sci-fi plot. And I mean, the movie was released in 1957, so it tracks, you know.
Like Duke Nukem.
Yes, exactly. But yeah, it was actually the thing I found interesting most about it is that like it was, despite being only an okay film in its own right, you can still see that it set the blueprint for like all of their other sci-fi films. You know, you can see like, oh, this thing from Invasion of Astro Monster came from this thing in the Mysterians. And you know, so on and so forth. So that was really cool to see like where all those like kind of tropes of Toho's Showa era sci-fi films came from. It was their first kind of foray into like tinkering with like compositing. So like, you know, like green screen, well, blue screen for this, because at that point in time they were still using blue for keying out certain things, and it is very, very rough. Like it's 1957. I will give them a pass, but it don't look good. That's for sure. And the fact that Gorgo, which again, it's a British film, it's not Japanese. They probably had differences in budget. Gorgo did it like way better. Like I want to say 4 years later. I mean, I guess 4 years is a long time. At the time, that was like considered a long time in
4 years is like a billion years.
Yeah. So I guess that's whatever. But yeah, it was a little rough around the edges in terms of the compositing effects. But overall, pretty solid movie. Like I enjoyed myself. I loved the aesthetic. What Jared describes as ray gun gothic aesthetic, which is a term. I don't know if that's a term he came up with or a term that's existed, but it's a great term. Do you know what I mean by that?
Ray gun gothic.
Like just like very stereotypical 50s sci-fi like ray gun stuff.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Like, can you picture? Can you kind of picture like? Imagine the ray gun from Call of Duty.
From COD? Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking about.
That's kind of what the Mysterians is, and I love the design, a lot of the design aesthetics in that movie. But yeah.
Revive me, I got ray gun.
But yeah, that's the Mysterians. That's what I've been checking out.
Damn, dude, that's obscure.
Yeah, I mean, not really obscure. I mean, it's Ishiro Honda.
Obscure to most.
Not really. It's an Ishiro Honda film. Just by that alone, it's not really obscure for kaiju fans.
Oh, fair enough.
Yeah.
Well,
Brian,
should I watch it is the question.
I mean, yeah, you should.
Okay, I'll watch it.
Just watch all kaiju movies. Every kaiju movie in existence, you should watch.
Oh, well, I could have seen fucking what's it called,
up,
but
Brian.
then you didn't tell me about it.
Shut up.
I will cry about it until I die.
Well, you know what we are gonna see, Brian, for the next episode.
Oh.
Do you want to do the honors and announce what we're doing next episode, Brian?
I think you should.
All right. Well, by the time this episode comes out, actually on the same day as this episode comes out, a little film we've been waiting for with bated breath for years will be released.
Literal years. Definitely longer than it would have if COVID didn't happen.
Absolutely. So next episode, you will get to hear us talk about Jurassic World Dominion. And it's gonna. I don't know about you. I feel this might. I'm not like gonna go for it, but I have a feeling that episode might break the 2-hour runtime. I think we might. I think like we're gonna go over 2 hours on that one.
I think you might be right.
Yeah, because
you bought your tickets, right?
I'm seeing it opening night. I'm going Thursday evening.
Oh, I am not seeing it opening night. I probably see it over the weekend.
Okay.
But I live within walking distance of my theater, so I'm gonna smoke a fat joint.
Brad's gonna smoke a fat doobie.
And walk over there and hope that it doesn't kick in before I get there. Because that's my plan. I was gonna take an edible, but then as soon as I watched the trailer for it again, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna save a joint for that.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna take an edible. I've kind of timed, so the edibles I've kind of figured out the timing of it. It usually takes me about an hour for me to kick in if I'm like on an empty stomach. So I have it planned to a science. So
God damn.
Yeah. So Brian and I are both gonna go see Jurassic World very, very high.
Should I bring a notepad and a fucking pen, write my notes?
We might have to, because I feel like we won't fucking remember anything if we don't.
I'm just, you know what, the day of buy my tickets, I'm just gonna like get the seat just all the way at the back. I usually don't do that, but I feel like I have to.
You're just gonna be giggling.
I can't have anyone see me having a mental break.
They're just gonna like look over at you and just hear him mutter. They're just gonna hear you muttering, "This is my favorite scene in the whole entire movie."
Favorite scene in the whole entire movie.
Oh my god!
They see me with my fucking notepad and pen, writing down my thoughts on a scene, and then hyphen my favorite scene in the whole entire movie.
Your notes are literally just gonna be, "It was my favorite scene in the whole entire movie," over and over and over again. That's all your notes are gonna be.
It's like the thing from The Shining, but it's my favorite scene in the whole entire movie.
I will say, I have seen people comparing it to Godzilla vs. Kong, but they are using that in that they're like painting that in a positive light. And as you, the listeners, know, Brian and I don't really like Godzilla vs. Kong all that much. So, it's gonna be interesting.
I hope it's more entertaining. Like genuinely, I hope it's more.
I mean, here's the thing: like, we hated Fallen Kingdom when it came out, but I feel like watching it high, we had a blast, right?
Okay, but I remember that when we saw it in theaters, that was one of the most active theaters I've ever been in.
It really was. There
were people fucking howling, and I remember that there was when what's her face was just like, they're like me, I'm in the clone reveal. I remember you specifically saying out loud, "What the fuck?"
No, and yeah. At the reveal that she was a clone,
you were just like, "Excuse me, what?" or something along those lines, and other people literally said the same thing.
Yeah.
It was the most active crowd I've seen in a movie.
I hope it's the same for Dominion. I really do.
Honestly, me too. I hope that instead of trying to return to some kind of normalcy, I hope they just fucking fall off a cliff. Like, I hope they just do a downward spiral into absolute insanity.
I hope so.
Like,
too.
introduce fucking aliens or something. I don't care. I want it to go as batshit as they possibly can. Because I think I would honestly love to see that.
I would too.
In public, a movie having a meltdown.
It'd be insane. So yeah, look out for that for sure.
Definitely look out.
Yeah,
because your life's gonna depend on it.
Your life's gonna change the moment that movie's released.
Yep.
So yeah, I think that'll about do it for tonight. Again, very surprised this got to a full episode length. Yeah, that's about all I have to say on the subject.
That's all I have to say.
Okay, cool.
I got nothing left.
All right. Well, with that out of the way, follow us on social media on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Talking Toku. Again, still barely post. I keep saying I'm gonna do it, and then I never do. Whatever, it'll get there eventually.
It's a tradition.
It's a work in progress.
Tradition.
Yeah, just
you're gonna say you're gonna post and then you don't.
Yeah, it's just like you saying you were gonna watch Ultraman.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
That is like a tradition.
Yeah, so there we go. But yeah, so follow us all on the socials there. Maybe I'll post a picture of me very, very high at the movie theater on Thursday night. We'll see.
Maybe I'll do that again, but on Saturday probably.
Yeah. Or you know what?
Fuck! I'm actually gonna be away this. Shit.
Oh no!
God damn it! Never mind. Okay.
I mean,
well, maybe you know what? Maybe I will go see it on Thursday.
I mean, you'll have another
I'll
week.
check.
We're not recording this week. You'll have another whole week to see it.
Oh god damn! You're right.
So, but
I should find a showing that lines up exactly with yours.
I mean, mine is at 4:30 my time, so that'll be
4:30
like
your time, which is
1:30 you.
I'll leave work early to go see Jurassic World.
Sounds like a plan.
No, I'm not doing that.
Your boss is like, "Where are you going?" It's like, "I have very important things to do. I'm seeing Jurassic World."
It's business related.
It's business related. It's business expense. Yeah.
He goes, "Excuse me, what?" You were literally at your job.
This is my other job. My more important job.
This is for my other job. It's a passion project.
Oh, this is for my podcast.
My podcast. Oh my god.
All right. I think we've let this go on long enough.
You can edit it.
Oh yeah, I'm absolutely going to. Without further ado, my name is David.
Ryan.
We'll see you guys next time to talk all about the greatest movie of all time, Jurassic World Dominion.
Yep. Stay tuned.
Stay tuned. See you guys later.
Bye.